Hi, this is Rachel Israel with STEM News and Global World Report. We have breaking news that will have a huge impact on the global scene in the very near future. Let's take a look at what's going on around the world.
The first moments of 2025 arrived with a joyous peal of fireworks, a symphony of light against the night sky. From Times Square to Bourbon Street, millions gathered, their hearts brimming with hope for a new year. But as the echoes of celebration faded, a chilling silence descended, replaced by the piercing wail of sirens and a nation's collective gasp of horror. What began as a night of revelry transformed into a night of unimaginable terror, leaving an indelible scar on the American psyche. The very essence of celebration, the joy of shared humanity, was brutally violated as three major cities became stages for acts of unspeakable violence. New Orleans, Las Vegas, New York City, vibrant hubs of life and culture, forever linked by the shared narrative of a night etched in tragedy. As the initial shock gave way to a torrent of questions and an outpouring of grief, America grappled with the horrifying reality this was not a nightmare from which they could awaken. In the heart of New Orleans, where the soulful melodies of jazz once filled the air, a scene of unimaginable carnage unfolded. Bourbon Street, pulsating with life just moments before, was transformed into a corridor of terror. Shamsud-Din Jabbar, a 42-year-old U.S. Army veteran, had woven his way through the celebratory throng in a rented pickup truck, his heart consumed by a twisted ideology. At approximately 3:15 a.m., as revelers reveled in the first hours of the new year, Jabbar, his face a mask of hate, drove his deadly vehicle into the heart of the crowd. The joyous revelry turned into screams of terror as the truck plowed through the unsuspecting crowd. Bodies were flung through the air, the festive atmosphere replaced by the sickening thud of metal against flesh, the air thick with the scent of gasoline and fear. The aftermath was a scene of unimaginable horror. 14 souls, their lives brimming with promise, were extinguished in an instant. Dozens more lay strewn across the pavement, their bodies broken, their spirits shattered. The joyous celebration, meant to usher in a year of hope, lay in ruins, a grim monument to the fragility of life. As dawn broke over the Las Vegas Strip, casting a somber glow on the city that never sleeps, news of the New Orleans attack sent shockwaves through the nation. But even as America reeled from the horror in the French Quarter, another incident, seemingly unconnected, unfolded in the Nevada desert. Outside the glittering facade of Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel, a tragedy with chilling implications was about to unfold. At approximately 10:45 p.m. on New Year's Eve, a Tesla Cybertruck, driven by 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger, another former Army veteran, exploded in a fiery inferno. Livelsberger, his motive shrouded in mystery, perished in the blast, leaving behind a trail of questions and a nation grappling for answers. While the authorities initially treated the explosion as an isolated incident, whispers of a possible connection to the New Orleans attack began to circulate. Both Jabbar and Livelsberger, it was discovered, had served at the same military base, their paths crossing during a period of intense conflict. Furthermore, both men had rented their vehicles through the same app, their digital footprints leaving a chilling trail for investigators. Section 4. Shadows over New York City. As if the horrors in New Orleans and the unsettling explosion in Las Vegas were not enough, the specter of violence reared its ugly head in New York City. Just hours after the carnage in the French Quarter, the heart of the Big Apple was shaken by an act of senseless violence, adding another layer of fear and uncertainty to an already traumatized nation. At approximately 11:15 p.m. on New Year's Eve, the sound of gunshots shattered the night outside the Amazura nightclub in Queens, transforming a night of revelry into a scene of chaos and terror. Witnesses described a barrage of gunfire, the air thick with the smell of gunpowder, as patrons scrambled for cover, their ears ringing with the deafening blast that echoed through the night. When the gunfire finally ceased, 10 people lay injured, their bodies riddled with bullet wounds, their dreams of a joyous new year shattered by the senseless act of violence. While the motives behind the shooting remained unknown, the incident sent ripples of fear throughout the city, casting a pall over the already somber atmosphere. Section 5. A nation responds, united in grief. In the wake of the attacks, a wave of grief and outrage swept across the nation. Americans, united in their shock and sorrow, struggled to comprehend the senseless violence that had shattered their sense of security. From the hallowed halls of government to the quiet corners of countless homes, a nation mourned, seeking solace in shared grief and a collective yearning for justice. President Biden, his voice heavy with emotion, addressed the nation, condemning the attacks as cowardly acts of terror and vowing to bring the perpetrators to justice. "We will not be defined by fear," he declared, his words a beacon of resolve in a time of profound uncertainty. "We will not allow the forces of darkness to extinguish the light of hope that burns within us." Across the country, communities came together to mourn the victims, to comfort the grieving, and to begin the long process of healing. Candlelight vigils illuminated the night, their flickering flames symbolizing the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable loss. First responders, their faces etched with exhaustion and sorrow, worked tirelessly to tend to the wounded, to investigate the attacks, and to restore a sense of order to a nation shaken to its core. Section 6. From the ashes, hope endures. The events of New Year's Eve 2025 left an indelible mark on the American psyche, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present threat of violence. Yet even in the face of such unspeakable tragedy, the spirit of America refused to be broken. From the ashes of despair, a renewed sense of unity and resolve emerged, a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. In the days and weeks that followed the attacks, stories of courage, compassion, and unwavering love emerged from the darkness. Strangers reached out to comfort one another, their shared humanity transcending their differences. Communities rallied around the families of the victims, offering support and solace in their time of unimaginable loss. The road to healing would be long and arduous, but America, as it had done so many times before, would find the strength to overcome adversity. From the ashes of tragedy, a renewed commitment to unity, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of justice would emerge, a testament to the enduring spirit of a nation forever changed, but never broken.
Join me as I dive into the mystery of the New Year's Eve 2025 terror strikes across America and try to uncover the truth behind it all. As we count down to the start of a new year, a sense of excitement and joy fills the air. But amidst all the celebrations and festivities, a darker reality looms large. The past few years have seen a staggering rise in terror-related incidents across America, and New Year's Eve has emerged as a prime target for these attacks. It's a trend that's both alarming and unprecedented, leaving many to wonder what's driving this surge in violence and fear. There's no denying that celebrating amidst security concerns and potential threats can be a daunting task. The anxiety of not knowing what might happen next can be overwhelming, making it difficult for people to let their guard down and enjoy the festivities. It's a delicate balance between having fun and staying safe, and one that requires a great deal of resilience and adaptability. The constant presence of security personnel, the endless checks and screenings, the perpetual sense of unease, it's all becoming a harsh new reality for many Americans. As the stakes get higher, people are being forced to reevaluate their celebration plans, opting for smaller, more low-key gatherings instead of large public events. But even these private celebrations are not immune to the threat of terror, leaving many to wonder if anywhere is truly safe. The specter of terrorism has become an unwelcome guest at our celebrations, and it's a presence that's being felt across the country. From crowded city centers to small-town parades, the fear of an attack is omnipresent, casting a shadow over what's supposed to be a joyous and festive occasion. It's a situation that's not just confined to America, with similar trends being seen in cities around the world. But as we struggle to come to terms with this new reality, one thing is clear: the threat of terror is not going away anytime soon, and it's up to us to find ways to mitigate it. Over the past year, I've spoken to countless experts, from law enforcement officials to counterterrorism specialists, and they all agree on one thing: the threat of terror is evolving, and we need to evolve with it. They point to the rise of lone wolf attackers, to the increasing sophistication of terrorist networks, and to the anonymous nature of online radicalization. It's a complex web of factors that's driving this trend, and one that requires a multifaceted approach to combat. But as we delve deeper into the statistics and the data, one thing becomes clear: the threat of terror is not just a distant possibility, but a harsh reality that's already here. Just last year, a devastating attack on a crowded subway station in New York City left dozens injured and several dead. It was a chilling reminder of the threat that we're facing, and the devastating consequences of complacency. The images of that fateful night are still etched in our minds: the screaming crowds, the flashing ambulance lights, the sense of chaos and panic that engulfed the city. It was a night that will be forever etched in the memories of those who witnessed it, a stark reminder of the terror that lurks in the shadows. But even as we grapple with the severity of the situation, there's a glimmer of hope. It's the hope that comes from knowing that we're not alone in this fight, that there are people on the ground working tirelessly to keep us safe. From the law enforcement officials who risk their lives to protect us, to the ordinary citizens who are standing up against hate and fear, there's a sense of resilience and defiance that's growing stronger by the day. It's a sense of community and solidarity that's emerging, one that refuses to be intimidated by the forces of terror. So as we look to the future, let's remember that awareness and safety are key. Let's make a conscious effort to stay informed, to stay vigilant, and to stay united in the face of terror. It's a fight that we can't afford to lose, and one that we must win if we want to reclaim our celebrations and our way of life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you stay safe during New Year's celebrations, and what do you think needs to be done to combat the threat of terror? If you want to learn more about this topic, be sure to check out our related videos for more insights and analysis.
Well, that's the news for tonight. Thank you so much for continually supporting our content. If you did enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and share this with your friends and family. I'm sure they would find it interesting as well. We're very excited to continue this journey with you. We thank you all for bringing certain stories to our attention, and for continually keeping us updated with certain events around the world.